Greetings and welcome, my Knights and Low followers. It is I, Ken O'Connor, aka KindKing01, with my friend Brian!
I'm back! Can I curse on you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Back, bitches!
Yes, for many of you who've been here around the channel for a while, you'll know Brian as my go-to guy for all things Amiibo.
But I didn't help this time.
You did not help. Oh, you kind of did.
A little.
You messaged me when things were available.
But you did it, all by yourself.
Yeah. Are you proud now, Dad?
I am a proud father.
You're not my dad. Dad.
I'm confused as to who I am now.
This is getting weird.
Alright!
Alright, so we're here, Brian's here today for the very special reason that finally, after about 3 years now, all of the Smash Bros. Amiibos are officially released. It's over, it's done, we think they're all out. So, I haven't done an Amiibo unboxing in quite some time, because after a while I was like, you know the drill. Buy the Amiibo, cut it open, here's the thing, put it down, goes away for ever.
Don't actually touch them ever again.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Amiibo unboxings, like, in the beginning, it was a big deal. Like, oh, you found the Amiibo. You're like, look at the quality of this. Oh, the Link Amiibo. Why is it so bad looking?
P-stick.
Yeah.
The P-stick.
The big yellow rod shoved up Link's.
Arse. Anyway, so
we're here to open up the final Amiibos and do a little retrospective and talk a little bit about our journey through Amiibo hunting. Now, yes, there are still other Amiibos out there, other franchises and whatnot, but Smash was the big one. Because if you think about it, how many characters total are there in Smash now?
64, maybe?
64?
I don't know off the top of my head.
If that's true, 64 times $13 each.
Yeah. Somewhere around $800-something.
More than a console, more than a Switch and a Wii U combined, if that's the truth. I don't want to think about that at all.
Yikes.
But yeah, Smash Bros. Was the flagship, the main thing that brought Amiibo to light. They were so successful that now they give us shit like basic Mario for Mario, Super Mario Bros.
He works in Mario Party. Everyone plays that, right? Wii U is dead.
Long live the Switch.
Woo!
Alright, let's crack into these Amiibos right away.
I love crack. Now, which one should we do? Well, I'm just gonna hand it. It doesn't really matters.
So this one was Bayonetta 2. What was that from?
Best Buy.
Best Buy.
Bayonetta 2, they announced that there were going to be 2 iterations of each of these last 3 DLC characters, which is a very Nintendo thing to do. So now that we have 2 versions of it, just means more space that's got to take up, right?
Do you know what I think they were doing, honestly? So have you seen that Platinum's been like teasing Bayonetta 1 and 2 on the Switch?
Yeah.
So how much sense, like, hey, if you bought the Bayonetta 1 Amiibo, it can do this in Bayonetta 1. If you bought the Bayonetta 2 Amiibo, it can do this in the game.
That's her Bayonetta 1 outfit.
Yes.
But it's player 2.
Well, yeah, because they used her more modern look, the Nintendo look for her player 1. Let's see if I can get that to focus at all, please.
She's thick. And not thick in... Well, I mean, anyway, she's got a lot of material going on.
Well, that's the thing. All of her clothes and whatnot are her hair. So the entire outfit she's wearing is her hair.
Turn it around. Like, those arms, wings, I don't even know. They're just... There's a lot to this character.
And like most Amiibo, her feet are encased in ice.
Oh, of course. Gotta keep her on there somewhere. But that's cool. I took this one out of the box when I got it, and I was just... There's a lot of little details in it that I really like.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, her face is actually very good, too.
Yeah, they got better at faces, Marth.
Yeah, some of them just look like melty faces.
More melty.
So that's Bayonetta in her Player 2 outfit.
Woo! Let's do
Bayonetta Player 1.
Hey.
The short hair one. Which, honestly, which one do you like better out, just in terms of, like, character design between the two of them?
Ooh, maybe player 2. No, not player 2. This one.
The one from Bayonetta
2. Yeah. Only because it's just, I think, more of a modern look.
Well, yeah, the short hair is a little more modern. It's less, like... That's the whole thing, because she has less hair. She doesn't have the big, spinny things, like...
Like that sexy librarian look you got going on, you know? She got the glasses.
What an awkward pose, though, for her.
Yeah.
Focus a little bit.
You gotta do that beauty guru thing that Lamar Wilson talks about all the time.
There you go.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah. Again, feet encased in ice.
Yep. Yep. Again.
She has a winky eye.
Does she?
Yeah, she's like winking in this one.
Interesting.
Oh, they put detail in the eye that she's winking.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And because her hair is shorter, her powers are shorter. Like, her powers are weakened or lesser, so she doesn't have the big spinny thing. Because, again, she's all hair. That's how her powers work. It's all her hair.
I've never played Bayonetta.
Have you really? Oh, really?
I have it for the Wii U only when they announced Bayonetta was going, because then they all sold out, and then, of
So,
course...
did you get the one that had Bayonetta 1 and 2 in the box? Nice. That one's hard to find.
Yes, they are. I did pretty good at collecting Wii U stuff. Not gonna
Nice.
lie. Where are we at?
Whatever you grab next is what we'll do next.
Oh.
Cloud!
Yeah.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
He's actually now probably one of my most favorite amiibo.
Why?
He's simple.
He's tall, too.
He's tall, he's simple, he's very, he reflects his Final Fantasy VII just really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if you look at the bottom, I forget who exactly it's designed by, but it...
Oh,
It-
Tetsu Nomura.
There you go.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So, like, this has full, I don't want to say, like, permission, but full, like, workings with the team that did this. So it's... Yeah.
Tetsu Nomura.
Crazy, right?
That's amazing, actually.
He cool.
Come on. Okay, man. Oh, well.
Beauty Guru, right? There we go.
That's the, yeah, they do the hand
Magic,
thing.
here you go. Do the little hand thing. No, it's just focusing
it's-
on my face.
Yeah. I like the Buster Blade, like, the way his... I guess it's okay. It looks like he's almost, like, bent a little bit to hold
Yeah.
the Buster Blade, but...
It's cool.
Yeah, no, it's very simple.
Actually,
Now,
like,
do you think that having Cloud in Smash was a good idea?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're
I
doing
heard
a-
someone complain the other night, like, oh, he wasn't even on a Nintendo console, but it's like, Final Fantasy started on the NES.
Well, if you think about it, like, yeah, Final Fantasy 1... Did it?
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 1 was NES.
The first 3 for the US anyway were on the NES, with 3 actually being 6.
And I don't think it really matters that Final Fantasy VII wasn't ever on any sort of. It's just the fact that there's communication between
The two companies.
Square Enix and
Yeah.
Nintendo that really matters at this point.
Yeah, I was happy to see him in there. It's a big deal.
Especially if you're remaking Final Fantasy VII and you want to do some merch and you got some Amiibos.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well.
And put Sora in the next Smash game, please. I'm still think that Sora's gonna come to Smash eventually in some capacity. This it
It's gonna be Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and it's gonna be like an Ice Climbers thing, and they're gonna do nothing the entire time except scream at each other, like Donald and Goofy, that is. And then you're gonna play as Sora at the end. Gosh! Anyway.
So it's gonna be like reverse Pokemon trainer.
Yeah, yeah.
Where Donald and Goofy are running around the background yelling, and Pokemon and Sora's out actually fighting.
Yep. That's it.
I'd play that. I'd pay for that.
I would too. That's the problem. I would pay for that.
Now here's the Advent Children design.
Wow.
Guess I do this first.
Yep, I almost got it.
There we go. Pretty boy.
Very pretty boy.
This is the Advent Children's. He's got it already. I like the sword kind of a little better, just comparing the two swords. Like, the Buster Blade is the classic Buster Blade with no other thing on it. This one has, like,
Yeah.
all these extra details, machinery and whatnot.
Of the two Cloud, this one is my favorite for one reason. The shoes. They're shiny.
Oh my god, you're right. They put extra shine in the shoes. It's a different material, too.
Yeah.
Ha!
Like, it's completely matte from the shoes up, but the shoes have that glossy plastic, and it just looks super cool.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah. He's,
See, they start putting so much more detail and stuff like that in later Amiibo. Like, you look back at, like, the original, like... I always go back to, like, Link and Kirby. Like, they're just nothing.
Yeah, poor guys.
It's a shame, too, because when they first showed Amiibo at E3 years ago, before they came out with the market Amiibo, they were so much more high quality. They looked like actual, like, good quality statues, and then the pictures came out and they were like, oh, it's like dirt face, but...
Yeah. And I think that's part of the problem that they had when they originally announced them. They had, like, these metal rods that would hold, like, Cloud up or Link, and then they nixed that entirely, and then everyone was like, well, why
Yeah.
would you even do that? Like, obviously they looked better, so
Yeah.
why wouldn't you sell the one that looked better?
They probably cost more. If the figure itself costed 20, can you imagine if each of these cost $20?
I wouldn't have bought them.
The price of a small indie game.
The only reason I really even started buying them because I got them on sale when I was an employee. And I could get them because I was an employee. Whew.
Yeah, you helped me get a lot of stuff in your time there, GameStop.
And now I don't work there.
Exactly.
So now I can talk about the trade secrets with all the KindKing Knights and Loyal Followers.
There you go.
Nailed it. Okay.
All right. I'm making a mess, but I don't care.
That's fine.
All right, this is corn. Is this the male or the female?
This is corn.
Corn?
No, it's corn. Doesn't have a gender.
Why is there a player 1 and player 2 then?
The government needs to define them by something.
That's very true, actually. So they won't be able to fight in the war?
Oh, let's not go there. Sad times. Oh, are we unboxing Splatoon 2?
Oh, we could if you want.
Hey!
So here's corn.
I love corn.
Corn's the best.
Camera would focus.
Just won't focus.
There you go.
There we go.
Corn
The
is
sword
cool.
is awesome.
Yeah.
And even like that, like the stand behind it, like it's hidden by the cape and like the overall design. Like if I turn it like this,
You can
you can
see it.
barely see it anymore. That's actually really nice.
Yeah. I know in later iterations of Amiibo, they just went with that ice.
The
look,
clear one instead of
yeah.
the color, yeah.
And I think that was,
Much better choice.
if you look at these figures and you try to match like a color to their figure, why is Link yellow?
Triforce.
Like,
That's what I always thought.
pea stick.
It's it is a pea stick. That's what I always thought when I saw that. Like, oh, it's yellow because the Triforce. It's a beam of light. It's a light arrow.
I'm not buying it. I mean, I would.
You
I
did-
did,
you did. Several.
but I have a lot of extra. And I can't get rid of them because I don't know what to do with them.
Give them to have them customized and then sell them like that.
Oh, wait. Before you go, there's a thing.
what
I totally
the hell?
forgot to tell you. So, player
She
2
has a safety thing on her.
And I don't know why. It's bizarre to me that she does because it's...
Is the sword really that?
No. It's not that fragile. Actually, compared to this one, it might be.
Alright, let me see if I can get this off. Sure.
I'm a magic
Genius.
man.
Magic man. Burning out to see you out there. You're learning. So she doesn't actually have a support at all like male Corrin does.
Yeah, she does.
No, like,
like in the back,
compared
no.
to the giant thing up
Well, I
the
think it's
back.
because the cape. That's
Yeah.
the only reason they gotta like offset it.
They do look very different though, like
Yeah.
for the different player designs, which these ones don't always look that different.
Yeah.
It's pretty good actually.
I think it's because the sword, if you feel it, it's actually like
Rubber.
a little bit more. And then you feel this one.
Yeah, that's actually plastic. This is rubber. It feels
Yeah.
like, even though they're both technically plastic.
Like a lighter, less durable plastic. Look at those memes. Yeah. We're not helping the focus.
Yeah. All right, and those are the last 6, technically 3, because they're all just characters. Like, why Nintendo? Why'd you have to do that?
I was sad.
They're really just trying to milk us like, oh, they have to buy double at the end.
It's like we're at the end of the race, and we still need to make at least $1 million more in profit, but we can only make 500,000. What are we gonna do? Double up.
them. But won't people get mad? No. Are you sure? Not at all. Make them exclusive? Okay.
People love exclusives. Amazon was terrible this time around.
Were they?
I
I saw them, they were really bad for the Link amiibos.
Yes, the Link Amiibo was terrible. Corrin was bad because when you ordered her, you were only able to order one. And what I usually do is I have multiple Amazon accounts. So I would order one each. But they have new tracking software, I suppose, that tracks what credit card you buy it on. So I bought 2 on one credit card and 1 on another. And I only got 2 because
They tracked.
they tracked the third one and said you can't even over multiple accounts. So,
That's lovely.
and I really only buy 3 because I check the boxes.
Yeah.
1 was good, 1 was bad. I opened the bad one, kept the good one. That was it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's good.
This is it, Kenny. We're done.
Yeah. It feels so empty.
Dude, you do?
So that's the unboxing of the Smash Amiibos.
We're done.
We're done. Me and Brian are just gonna like riff now for the next like 10, 15 minutes about our Amiibo experiences and whatnot.
Yeah.
We kind of were talking a little bit before we started recording, but where did I put my phone? Had some. Oh, there it is.
You prepared questions?
We got questions.
I am an actor. I prepared them in my head. I'm a technician. Anyway.
You've been both.
Oh yeah, I have.
Multiple times.
Fun fact, I acted in Kenny's one act in high school, and he's cast this scrawny little boy as Hercules.
You were young Hercules.
That
was the thing.
Oh.
Like before the song in Hercules.
That's me, like the animated TV show, not the movie.
Exactly, 0 to hero.
I was the 0 at that point.
Anyway, so I got some questions here. We're just going to talk these out right now.
Yeah.
So, first of all, out of all the Smash Amiibo, which one is your favorite?
Bowser.
Bowser's
my favorite Amiibo for it has everything that encapsulates like the Smash design. Especially going all the way back to like Melee, when they really like gave everything like a texture and they really amped up how...
Oh, you can see all the scales on the Amiibo. You can, yeah.
So that's where I really, when Wave 3 first came out, I really just liked the heft of how heavy Bowser was.
He's a big one. He and Edie are big.
He's a big boy. He, essentially, I have the one that my girlfriend made for me. So it's heavy. It's just a well-designed Amiibo in the sense that, like, it looks exactly as its character screen. The design of it works really well because it's Mario.
Yeah.
And Mario has that unique art style that kind of just, you know, you can recognize.
Now, compared to his later Super Mario incarnation.
You can just kind of see where the face kind of just, like, gets a little, you know, he's angry boy. And here
he's angry. This one, he looked like surprised, like, huh?
He's very, it's too, like, cartoony and friendly. I like the design of where Smash Brothers really came in. 2000 what? 4? 1? When did Smash come out? 1?
Smash for Melee?
Yeah, 2001, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So no, GameCube came out in 2000. Anyway, I'm not accurate. I'm not a historian, but that art style that I really liked from what Smash started to do with higher textures, and that was the first time I really noticed how cool a design was.
2001, you're right.
2001?
Yep.
So, Bowser's my favorite only because you can, like, see his scales, and he's just a badass dude. And they kept, like, Giga Bowser as a final Smash.
Yeah, which is cool.
And it's like, nowhere is that canon in a Mario game, and has that ever been done before. And then it's just, here you go. He's a big, giant lizard.
Yeah, it was his first appearance was in Melee, wasn't it?
Yeah, Giga Bowser.
My favorite, because it's one of my favorite characters overall, even though he's covered in dust right now.
Such a favorite, keeps him dusty.
Everything here is covered in dust. Is the Famicom... I'm, like, blocking your head completely.
I am a robot. Beep boop.
Is the Famicom Rob. I got this one imported from Japan, because at the time I didn't think that the Famicom Color Rob would come to America. But when Brawl first came out, this was the default Rob for the US, the Famicom Color. In Smash Bros. For Wii U, they made the correction where the dark gray NES colors are his US colors, and that's his default in the US.
Yeah.
And that's when we got in the Retro 3 pack, which, nothing against that, it's nice, but compared to, like, the little off-color kind of goldish mixed with the red of the original Rob Famicom, like, it's by far my favorite design, because it's one of my favorite characters, too.
He's cool.
He's very cool.
And this was the first time that they did different color schemes.
Alternates, yeah.
And I think that was important because when they started making alternates, it was a more availability for people to buy them.
Yes.
Even if you couldn't get one of them, you could at least get the other. Mm-hmm. And they still have the same functionality in Smash anyway. So.
Which is great. Which is your least favorite of all the Smash Amiibo?
Well, I wasn't prepared for that one. Probably Pac-Man.
Really? What's wrong with Pac-Man?
He's just dumb.
You can't hate him because of the character. Out of the models of the Amiibo, which one is the...
No, that's it. I hate him.
Really?
Yeah.
More than the Derpy Marth? More than Link and the P-Stick? More than...
We're looking over at all...
Yeah, I'm looking at my case right now.
Now I really hate him. Maybe him or Olimar.
Oh, what's wrong with Olimar?
I don't like them. I really could not tell you what exact thing about Olimar and Pac-Man I just don't like. Pac-Man probably because he's hollow on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
And you can distinctly see the line that gaps him.
I think the Link one is atrocious, honestly, because it was the first line, the P-stick is really bad.
Yeah.
I don't like the Yoshi one.
You don't like Yoshi? Yoshi's cool.
Yoshi's like looking over his back, like, hey. Like, again, it's hard to say because like these are their Smash Bros. Poses.
Yeah.
So we really can't like say, oh, the pose is bad. Well, it's their pose in Smash Bros.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Everyone else is fine for the most point.
I think so.
Little Mac always feels really flimsy to me.
Really?
Like he's such a small amiibo,
He is
and he's
small.
like just like I don't know. I feel like I always gonna break Little Mac when I'm handling him.
Yeah.
Bowser Jr. is designed really well.
My only gripe with Bowser Jr. is that he's very light. And
Yeah.
it's because that shine, like that type of plastic that they used on his character, his cart, ship, thing.
Now, as many of you know, tracking down these amiibo took like a lot of effort sometimes, more effort than probably we should have put in. So I need to start off with asking, what was the worst experience you had tracking down an amiibo? Whether it be waiting in line, whether it be like having to drive 30 miles to an abandoned GameStop to look for the last remaining villager.
That's a hard one because I think the hardest one was probably Rosalina.
That's when we were outside in the cold at Target for. I was gonna probably say the same thing.
It was. I don't think I've had a bad experience finding an amiibo. Because I got them all. Again, I was an employee at GameStop.
Yeah.
When an amiibo came in, I bought
You
it.
had a slight advantage over most.
Yes. And I feel like it's unfair that I did it, but at the same time, it's like I knew who wanted them, and I knew that people would just like come in and casually just like buy them, or children would throw them across the store, and it was just a matter of like, I know who's gonna want this, and I know that they're hard to find. So like, I'd help Kenny out. I'd help a couple of your friends out as well with trying
Josh
to find
and Pete.
with Gold Mario. It's a matter of just like they're hard to get, and it's.
Why'd you bring up Gold Mario? That's one that I like looking back to. Fuck Walmart, first of all. Walmart in general is a miserable place. If you go to Walmart, I feel bad for you. Like, if that's like the closest thing to you is a Walmart, I feel bad for you. Every time I walk into a Walmart, it just seems like the most, like, people go there to die, I feel like. It's like morgue quality. I'm not exaggerating. Like, you walk in there, it smells bad.
True.
The people there just don't give a about anything. Like, they're just like, they're in like half a flip-flop and like their pajamas walking around.
Where'd the other flip-flop go?
I don't know. They left it behind. They just kept walking. There's like, oh, I can buy an onion and I can buy a bra. They're right across from each other in the aisles. Like, let's.
Some call that convenience, Kenny.
It's a miserable store. I've never had a good experience going to Walmart for whether it be Amiibo, Pokemon cards, or just like, oh, I need to go to Walmart real quick to find something. I've never had a good experience there.
The only thing I've ever bought like from Walmart in store was their Black Friday. I went on a Black Friday for their Splatoon Smash Brothers Wii U console.
You go to a store and ask how many is in your like your system. Like, oh, they're not delivered yet. How many are in your system though? How many are you receiving?
Yeah.
Having to like what was that, like nowinstock.com to check things.
I still use that.
Yeah.
For consoles in the NES Classic.
Yeah, the lengths we went to for that. So, but going back to the Walmart thing, waiting for, it's not a Smash Amiibo, waiting for Gold Mario.
Yeah.
Getting up early to go to that Walmart.
Because they open at 7, you had to be there at like 5, 6.
Was that the time too where they said, like, oh yeah, we have like 30.
Yeah.
Oh, we actually have like 10.
Yep.
Oh, it was like 6.
Yep.
And like I'm on the phone with Brian, like, yeah, you want to get here down here now.
I didn't want to wake up.
Yeah. I don't blame you, because well, with Gold Mario, they made it sound like, oh, it's gonna be so limited and it's gold. Like, it's very nature. It's gonna be so limited.
Yeah.
And the fact that like the owner of that Walmart didn't know what he had. He's like, what are you waiting here for? And like this thing, he's like, do we even have that? It's like he didn't even know his own like stock. Which, granted, this is before I think Amiibo became like the hot ticket waiting outside the line.
It was like
thing.
halfway through.
We were halfway through everything. Like, he wasn't even like aware, but like. Fuck Walmart, man.
Not a fan.
But that Rosalina Target one was hard too, because that was
cold.
February.
Yep.
In the middle of February, it was freezing,
Yep.
and just getting to the store finally, and just getting warmed up and getting it. It's like, it's mine now.
It was so bad, and it's amazing that like that day is they had it in the electronics section. They had all of them in that one space. Yeah. And there were some they only had like 2 Sheik and like 2 Toon Link and like 2 like maybe 3.
That was another big problem. Rosalina was the only exclusive of that set.
Was it?
I almost want to say yes because I don't remember going to anywhere because later on I remember going to Target first and then going to Toys R Us
and then,
for other things as well. With Target, Rosalina was the only exclusive, so everyone was at Target just waiting to buy the Amiibo in general.
Yeah.
So even if you got a Rosalina, you weren't guaranteed to get the Sheik or whatnot.
Yeah.
I think you got the Sheik though, didn't you? You got the Sheik, yeah. I remember I had to get Sheik at Toys R Us and like later on, I think down the line.
Yeah.
But like,
it was rough.
Yeah.
It was just...
But like they learned over time, like okay, let's split up the exclusives on the same day and whatnot.
Yeah. It was still bad. I think the fact that you had to wait outside on a line, it just shows that it was bad.
And no one really knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Employees would walk by and like, what's going on?
You had to really get educated on like what was going on.
Well, at the end of the day, it's a piece of plastic. It's not a game release. It's not a console release. It's a little figure, which you only see this kind of thing for like Star Wars Day when they release all those Star Wars toys for the new movies. Those get a lot of attention, but like for a single Amiibo, ridiculous.
Which the terrible thing was you weren't even guaranteed to get it when you waited online.
Yeah. Horrible.
Yep.
What was a surprisingly easy experience for you? Like, what was going to be a hard Amiibo to get? Like, especially for this last round, I did not think I'd be able to like just buy them online.
Yeah.
Because I didn't wait in line or store for any of these last ones. I just ding 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 on lunch, just bought from 3 different websites. That was surprisingly easy to me. I did not expect that at all. Mm-hmm. Compared to like having to go to New York and waiting outside. Like one of my first Smash Amiibo videos, is me going to New York and waiting in line for hours just to get 4 Amiibo that at the time were very hard to find in store. But like the entire experience was me waiting in line. So like yes, it was time consuming, but it wasn't necessarily hard. Where I remember having to like in the past go to Target, then run across the street to Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Wait at Toys R Us, then get that. There was the Mega Yarn Yoshi, which was hard to get to for a while.
I didn't get that on my first run.
Yeah. So like, what was the easiest one to you? What was the easiest experience?
Look over to the wall.
I thought the Retro 3-pack was pretty easy, honestly. Like, that when that came out, I was like, oh, it's the Retro 3-pack. That did not sell out at all. That was not, like...
The problem with that is I worked at GameStop during that time period, too. So, like, I knew it was going to be easy. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to think of something that I thought was going to be really hard to get that was easy. Maybe... Palutena.
Palutena was good just because, like, I remember being at work and it was an Amazon exclusive, and then it just popped up in the store, boom, got it. And after that, she was gone forever.
Yeah.
You couldn't find her for the longest time, but yeah, she was pretty easy.
Considering that, like, I stalked online, like, just waiting and refreshing the entire day, and that's when I started doing the multiple Amazon account thing, because, again, I have an inbox and an open box collection. So I knew that it was just going to be something that was difficult to get because I had to go through all these tricks with Amazon.
All of the DLC characters, Mewtwo, Lucas, Roy, and Ryu, those were not hard at all either.
No.
Those were, because at the time I felt like that's when the hype died down a lot and you were able to get them. I don't know why.
What about Ness? Ness was a GameStop exclusive.
Yes, I didn't have Ness for the longest time. You got me 2 Nesses. That was when we did the first giveaway on the channel with Ness.
Yeah.
That one was difficult for a while.
Oh, now that we talk about, like, the worst experience.
Yeah.
My birthday. The Amiibo pre-orders at GameStop. Do you remember that?
No.
So, I was an employee at the time working at GameStop, and it was my birthday, and that was the day that Wave 4 launched.
Okay.
And there were a bunch that were, I think Ness was included in that. It was a bundle that you could only buy online.
Okay.
Through Web in Store. It wasn't available on GameStop's website.
I remember this.
You had to go in
I remember
store.
this picture of like the crowd of people around you at the desk.
Yep.
And then, is that when the systems went down?
The servers crashed.
Oh, yes, I remember this now.
So when I went in there, it was my birthday. I knew that I had to get there, even though like I got there at 10 o'clock. They let me in early because I worked there, and they gave me the gist of what's going on. And they said, "Well, it's only Web in Store. We have to do it online." And it's not available yet. I keep refreshing the page and I keep on looking. And we have 3 registers in the front and then 1 in the back. And it was my birthday. I wasn't working. I worked. I literally stood there trying to help out customers because they were swamped. The servers kept crashing, meaning that nothing would load. All these Amiibo being added to cart, they would disappear before you checked out. And I was the first person in the store to get the bundle, and I didn't even put in my employee numbers to get the discount because I knew that it was just going to be another loading screen that I'd have to go through. And I was there for probably about 5 hours waiting people to like figure out what's still available, what can I, and it was bad. The fact that GameStop even thought they could do this on a server-based system that just crashed.
I remember seeing just the Twitter pictures of like crowds around GameStop just freaking out, like why is this crashing? And what was the bundle exactly? Was it for 5 Amiibos? Was that?
I think it was Wario, Lucina. I'm pretty sure it's Wave 4. It was. I know it was Lucina, and I knew it was Wario. Maybe Pac-Man, Charizard.
Lucina was a big one though. I remember like that.
Yep.
Damn, yeah, that's probably the worst experience.
That was the worst personal working experience I've ever had. People call in about Amiibos every once in a while when I was working, and like, do you have this? Are you getting these in? I can only see when something's in transit. I have no idea when it comes.
I feel like Amiibo aren't stocked anymore as much. Like before, it used to just be like endless amounts of Amiibo. Now it's like
you walk into a GameStop and they have like the Legend of Zelda
or the Animal Crossing ones, so,
which are on clearance in the clearance bin now,
and no one will buy them
because everybody loves Animal Crossing Amiibo Party Festival. Fun time.
Use your Happy Home Designer Amiibo card.
If you're a happy home designer, clap your hands.
We have fun here, folks.
I like how we both wore Pokemon shirts today.
We did, yeah.
It wasn't planned.
Totally didn't plan this at all, but... So we were debating this a little bit before we started recording. The future of Smash Bros. Amiibo.
Nothing.
You think there's going to be nothing more from this point forward?
I think they're going to bring
This is the end.
I think they're going to bring whatever Amiibo that they have now. Now, obviously, like Mario, blah, blah, blah. If they bring them back, they're re-releasing all of them.
Brand new models and everything?
Brand new models, brand new, like, designed, like... Because think about this. You have... lots of money! They're gonna have a maybe a different face, and plus, like, a different design. You have 6 different Mario Amiibo that all do the same thing. They have like little functionalities in different games. But what's to say that they can't just...
But now we're seeing things like the Samus Amiibo with the Metroid Amiibo. We have a whole line of Kirby Amiibos. Like, they're already doubling up on... Because Smash Bros. Covers the entire spectrum. They're doubling up on these already.
Yep.
You really think they'd do another double up on all these?
Yeah. I'm gonna put like my...
I think if they were to ever do this again, they would release a deck of cards.
Really?
Yeah. I think they would go with the cards with these Smash Bros. Amiibo. It may not make as much money depending on how much they charge for the cards, but because Nintendo's gonna say if you don't want to use the cards, the old figures are still out there.
Yeah. I think what they've had 3 years to figure out how to manufacture these things, right? I think if they get rid of the exclusives, which they never will, and
those drove so much business to the
the individual retailers that it was just too easy. They got to figure out the stock thing. That's the problem. We've said this for 3 years. They have a stock issue, and if they want to fix the stock issue, produce more. But then you look at the NES Classic Edition, and I had customers calling every day.
Nintendo's problem is they're terrified of overstock.
Yeah.
They are like if they're looking at the Animal Crossing Amiibo. I think that's an issue there where they made so many thinking, oh, Amiibo will just sell now. Yeah. And people don't care about Animal Crossing as much as they should. The camera,
the camera got afraid.
They don't care enough. That's why you're seeing things on clearance in the store. Yeah. Where back with the Smash Bros. Amiibos, you would never see those on clearance. They'd be going out so quickly that some of the old ones may eventually...
The reprints started to get clearancing. Yeah. Like at Best Buy, they started selling them for like $5.
But there's no reason. Like, I walked into our local Target, and every time I go in there to see what they have, it's only the Animal Crossing and some of the Super Mario ones. Yeah. No Smash Amiibo whatsoever.
No. At Best Buy, they are a little better.
The new Fire Emblem one, the 2-pack of the Fire Emblem, I didn't see that in stores at all.
I walked into Target and I found that.
Did you? I didn't even see that. Like, I was gonna like go pick one up randomly one day because I didn't care about those characters. Couldn't find it anywhere. It's like, are we just not stocking these anymore?
I think they have to really understand the demographic of the game that they're creating extra content for, because you spend $60 on a game and then you buy an amiibo. That's like, what, $75 that you're going to end up spending. 65, 16, you're going to be somewhere around $80. Our working clearance.
Well, I think now too they're learning. They're doing gimmicky amiibo. Like,
Yeah.
we're seeing like the Guardian with bendable arms.
Yeah.
Glow in the dark Boo.
Yo, I love that Boo.
The Boo is amazing. I love the glow in the dark Boo.
So I know this is Kenny's. I came into this, just walked right. It's just this.
Honestly, it's just because I had to turn the TV.
Okay.
And like the arms are in the way, so like.
Yes, please.
Dude, why didn't they do that in the game? Imagine if they turned upside down and started chasing you that way.
Because they chase you like that. Anyway, back on the Smash amiibo.
The Yarn Yoshis, the Yarn Poochie, the Mega Yarn Yoshi.
I think those have enough of a demographic that people will buy those, though.
Yeah.
I don't think various colors. I didn't think that was necessary. But I do think that if you have a Yoshi game that's really cute and it appeals to a younger audience, a little plush toy. Smash Brothers fans, we're old. We're at that point where I played every Smash Brothers
Yeah, same here.
when they came out. So it's to the point where like figures are a bit more, higher age group.
They appeal more to the collectors and us, where the toy ones appeal more towards the kids. That's what we saw the Skylanders amiibos come out. That's what we saw, like things along that line, which are nice. Just that, and like for us personally, I don't think we consider the Skylander amiibos to be like true amiibo.
I think that it was a fun cross-platform thing that they figured out how to do, but at the same time, it's like they just did it for the money.
I'm terrified if they ever do this with Pokemon. Can you imagine?
They will never.
They will never.
Think about Pokemon Rumble, right? Was that the game where
that was the precursor to
Amiibo.
They're basically little amiibos. I think I have them over here actually.
I don't think they'd ever release like 800 something of them. It's not possible. It's not that, like, in a manufacturing sense. That's a different SKU for every single one.
They might do Pokemon cards, Pokemon amiibo cards.
That'd be fine. I'd do that. If you had one card, that'd be fine.
Figure's not in here, but this is what they came in, these little gachapon things.
So, you could. I don't think they will. I think this is the end of what Smash Amiibo are going to be.
I think that the Smash line's not done yet. I'm fully confident that we are getting Smash for Switch, not a original game, a port of the Wii U version.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, if they
they kind of sold that as the definitive Smash. There's not much more they could do at this point. I'm fully convinced that we're gonna get it on the Switch. It's gonna have all the Wii U stages, all the 3DS stages up-resed for the Switch and whatnot. All the characters you loved, all the DLC. It's gonna be the big deluxe version you've been hoping for. I'm just saying.
I'm not hoping for it. Think about this.
Portable Smash. Wii U.
I'm all about it.
Okay.
Like, that's totally, like, I would buy that in a second, obviously.
Okay.
But if you think about this, they've had one, which I think is weird, is what they did with Mario Kart 8, is when they ported it. I think it's going to be problematic since the fact there's only been one Smash game per console. Unless they make 2 Mario Karts per console, you know what I mean?
I think Nintendo has learned at this point that they need money. Honestly, they should port every Wii U game onto the Switch.
I don't think they should.
I think just for early sales right now, because you've seen the sales of the Switch. The Switch is doing gangbusters.
Yeah.
Better than the Wii U ever hoped to do. There's an entire demographic out there who has not played Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah.
Has not played Mario Kart.
Well, that's
8.
why they put it on the 3DS.
Exactly.
Mario Kart 8, I understand
Yeah, well, they could go to the 3DS because their handheld market is so much bigger.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Yoshi's Woolly World is a beautiful HD 60 FPS game.
Yeah.
Cutting that in half and putting it on the 3DS and putting Poochie in there isn't going to sell. I played the demo at Target.
I bought the Pooch.
I bought the Pooch too. I didn't buy the game.
Oh, I bought the game and the Pooch.
You're part of the problem.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Mario Maker. If you don't think Mario Maker is coming to the Switch, you're an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
You don't think they're coming to the Switch?
Nope.
Mario Maker 2 or just Mario Maker Deluxe?
I think it's going to be too much of an effort to port all their servers over to a new...
Brand new servers.
You're going to have... All those creations are gone.
They'll make a sequel then.
Mario Maker 2.
Mario Maker... Exactly. Add in, the slopes from Mario 3. The butt slide and stuff like that. Add in, there's so much stuff they tried adding in after with, patches and whatnot. But, it was never fully realized, I
Yeah.
think. And then they made a cracked version of the 3DS where like you had to like
You couldn't cross-platform
share
them.
any- yeah,
you
you
couldn't
couldn't-
share. You can only share them via like a QR code.
yeah. So that was the best part. I think Smash is prime to bring over all the DLC characters. What was 7 DLC characters?
Yeah.
And then now that you're off those 3DS and the Wii U, which need to be equal, they had to like be the same to be cross-platform.
Yeah.
The Switch does not need to be cross-platform.
Yeah.
The Switch is more than powerful enough to bring the Ice Climbers back. Even if that's the only character they bring back for the deluxe version.
Kenny, how badly do you just want Ice Climbers back?
Really badly, actually. I was so upset with them being cut.
Well,
Because it's such an obscure character.
Yes.
The fact they were
all right.
in Melee at all.
Fine. Then we're gonna bring in Ice Climbers and Balloon Boy.
Balloon Boy,
I'm
yeah.
so glad.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, and King K. Rool.
Nope.
And Goku.
Oh, and Sora.
And Superman.
Let's make this one of these terrible predictability videos. Like, I predict all these terrible third-party characters are going to be in Smash, but they're actually not. And
I'm
we're
still
gonna
holding out for
use-
Gino.
We're never, no. I love. Get an SNES Classic Edition.
I'm trying.
I am too. Yeah, well, we're working on it.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna remake all these Smash figures for a new Smash game. I think that the figures that exist now serve their purpose.
Yep.
And if they do make a brand new Smash Bros. Game, we'll see like, oh, compatible with the old Smash Bros. Link, the new Smash Bros. Link, and any of these links. Like, I think they're gonna start going to franchise now and do it that way. They're not gonna reboot like Super Smash Bros. 2 or Super Smash Bros. Annihilation. It won't be another.
So will it be Super Smash Bros. Switch?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or Super Smash Bros. Deluxe.
Yeah.
They seem to like the deluxe moniker so far.
They do. They do like
With either
that.
DX for
Pokken.
or.
I think the fact that we just hit the milestone, I think Switch has sold 5 million.
Yep.
So you have 5 million consoles out there. Obviously, people are going to, want those older games to play. I think things like Xenoblade can be left behind.
Yes.
I think, which is sad because Xenoblade 2 was an amazing game for Wii U. Problem was it was on the
Xenoblade
Wii
2?
U. Yeah. You ever play that?
Xenoblade Chronicles. Xenoblade 2 is not out yet.
That's one I meant.
Yeah, I'm like
Xenoblade 2 is coming, but
Coming,
Xenoblade
yeah.
Chronicles was still a very Xenoblade.
It was mech fighters.
Xenoblade Chronicles was still a very large game for Wii U, and I think that it's.
Oh, it was super large. They had to do it didn't fit on the Wii U.
It didn't.
You needed to get a hard drive for it or like a memory card or something.
It was 30-something gigabytes, and you had a 32 gig storage.
Ridiculous.
So.
Yeah. But I think we're getting a port over, and I think we're getting new Amiibos with that port. I'm almost certain they were planning to put Smash out this summer, but realized they had Mario & Rabbids and didn't want to cannibalize Splatoon and ARMS.
Makes sense.
They better get ARMS Amiibo.
No, I don't want. No point.
Why?
ARMS doesn't seem like the game that needs that type of inclusion.
They don't, but I just want the
You
figure.
just want to be. See, you're the problem. You're saying I'm the problem.
That's the problem. I think the Zelda Amiibo are the ones I've used actually most of their functionality in Breath of the Wild.
I've used
because they all had different things attached to them. They all had collectibles. Like the new Pikmin game comes out tomorrow. Hey Pikmin, you put it on and it summons more Pikmin for you.
No.
Thanks game. Don't need that.
Not at all.
Next question.
Okay.
Was there any missed opportunities with the Smash Bros. Amiibos in terms of what other things they could have done with them?
King K. Rool.
Well, that's just a character. Can you imagine, the one I was thinking is, what if they had done, so we saw some alternate forms here, what if they had done all of the Koopalings? So all the Bowser ones, they all be very unique designs, some of them with the cart with the wheels, some with the fork coming out of the mouth, they would all be extremely different designs, and
I think the Koopalings are interesting because, you have Bowser Jr., and then that's, you're all in one. I think they realized that having each of the Koopalings would have been, $12 each. Cash cow, but you had to print them all. So it wasn't viably worth it for something.
I would imagine, how many Koopalings are there? There are 7, right?
Yeah, about 6.
6? Who knows?
Right.
Do it 2,
2 packs?
Yeah, 2 packs. Give one to each. Give one to each store.
I think at this point I'm just so cynical about Amiibo.
Oh yeah, so am I.
It's to that point where it's I think about that being a thing and I just cringe and don't want it. But I'll buy it. That's the thing. I can't think of these things because I'm just so tired of buying them.
Mm-hmm.
I think a missed opportunity might have been having them swappable, swappable parts. You know how you have those Figma figures where you can swap out, so you can customize and mold your own pose, or if you had the Koopa it'd come in a set like Game & Watch. So you can customize and pick out which one that you wanted to go on there.
Yeah.
I think if they did that, you would have less. You'd have to manufacture more smaller parts, which might be more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, Game & Watch one worked so well because he was flat.
Yeah.
So you could package in the bottom and like you gave him 4 different like things. And I bought extra platforms to put him on too. I thought it was a very neat idea of them.
Yeah. So I thought that was something that was fun, like being able to swap out.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, they cost more money. It was in a 3-pack, so I think they could get away with it.
What about things like Villager and the Wii Fit Trainer? Like we had unique villagers for all of them. Like they went with the default villager. Wii Fit Trainer. There is the male Wii Fit Trainer. He's in the game. He has his own set of things.
You know what's funny is I think Wii Fit Trainer was just a terrible idea.
I love Wii Fit Trainer.
I think that putting Wii Fit Trainer like as the character, I thought it was just a dumb marketing thing.
Oh no, I thought it was smart.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
I think if Nintendo goes back to all their franchises and really digs deep and pull things like Balloon Boy and stuff out of their ass, that to me is I think that's hilarious.
I think maybe it's just really hard again for me to like conceptualize these things in my head where it's like Wii Fit Trainer was a great idea because this, and I'm like, where does the
I think someone said like there's a warrior pose in Wii Fit. Like that's a thing in yoga. The warrior pose. She's kind of like I think that's all it took. You take off you're doing that, but that's exactly how that was pitched.
Someone in a marketing meeting said yoga involves a warrior pose. We're making a fighting game. I think yoga is the.
They probably went down a list of IPs like the Mii fighters. How long do we think the Miis were going to be in the game? That was a thing for a while. That was back in the Wii version of Smash. Like, the Miis have to be included. Even as like a default fighter. They gave us 3 default fighters, and they actually play decently well.
I like them. I think, you know what? That's another good. Option for when they if they bring this over to Switch is that if the character isn't if they make a new Smash game and the character isn't included, have the amiibo scan in, you get a costume.
Yeah, it's great.
So still don't think it's a good idea. Villager was I think just a very interesting move in the fact that it's a long running title, and that I think it has nostalgic values for a lot of us in the 20 to I'm going to say like 28 maybe.
Yeah.
So, bringing them in was just a...
Do you think there's any other missed opportunities in terms of different amiibos they could have done along the way?
No, I think as long as you had... I think they went overboard, honestly.
Okay.
I think they really did market off this too much. I think they created a lot of controversy in their fan base and the fact that they made so many, but not stock-wise. And I think that all the characters in Smash making one for each was a good idea in the fact that you had a character tied to your figure. Problem was I don't think the functionality was there. And I think that when you make these figures and you just say like, you train them and you fight with them, I think it's a very interesting way of saying if you don't have someone to play with, you can buy this figure and you play against them and you can bring them over and have them fight your friends. It works in concept, but now that we have so many, I want them to do more.
What do you think about things like female Robin? So like Corrin got the male-female treatment. There's female Robin in Smash Bros.
Yeah. It's hard to say because I'm not a huge Fire Emblem fan. I don't know what the story of anything is.
Well, in both games, this is your avatar character.
Yeah.
They ask in the beginning, are you a boy or a girl?
Yeah.
You get one of these two, and you make you can name...
Same thing for Robin?
Yep, same exact thing. You wake up, what's your name, what's your thing. Like, Robin's not even, that's the default name they give. It's like the red of the game.
Yeah.
You can call yourself, like, Buttface.
Okay.
That's the character's name.
I mean, it's harder to say because when Fire Emblem... Which was this?
Well, this is when they did the Conquest and it was like the
Those 3 different games. Fates, Fire Emblem Fates. That came out during the time span of Smash for Wii U.
Yes.
So I think that when they did that, they knew that they were going to have a boy and a girl because people were playing the game.
Yeah, but I think Awakening, which Robin came out way before Smash.
Yeah.
They put a boy and a girl. They're both in the game. The male and female version are both in the game. You can select them as different characters. Why didn't they think to make the boy and girl amiibo? Do you think they learned later on we can make more money if we actually do that, and they have no intention?
Also, the Fire Emblem ones were harder to get.
Yes.
So
because it was so damn popular for a while.
Yeah.
And they worked in Codename Steam.
Bought that for $8.
I bought that full price for this Majora's Mask bin.
I worked at GameStop. I just stole one of those.
I know you did.
I mean, I bought Codename Steam and then returned it. Just didn't return the pin.
That game was bad.
It was bad. Real bad.
Yeah.
So,
do you have any questions? I know we've gone for a while now, but is there anything
With the magic of editing, I'm pretty sure you can take out a lot of our rants about some stuff. Let's see. So, we've done Smash Amiibo for 3 years.
Technically 2.5, but
This is the third year.
This is the third year it's gonna be. Yeah, come November.
So, fun fact to anybody here: I sold Kenny his very first Amiibo on the launch day of Smash Brothers.
Yep.
It was a villager.
It was a villager.
And when we got them all in, we had a employee that left the store but left all his pre-orders, so we still got in the villager. And then he ended up canceling before or after they had already shipped.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only reason that we had a villager amiibo. So when we got that in, we just put all the amiibo up front, and I'm pretty sure I'd kicked them 1,000 times because they were just in my way.
Yeah.
So when you first bought your amiibo, what was the first thing that you thought about when getting them? And obviously you knew at this point that they were going to make all of them. That's him, Derpy Eyes.
From November 21st, 2014. When the Amiibo were first announced at E3, I was gung-ho about them. I was like, I'm going to pre-order all these, bitch. I don't care how much it is. These are amazing-looking figures. Then we got the commercial design, what they actually looked like in-store and packaging. A lot of them, they were badly designed. The faces were all messed up. Everything was bad about them. I canceled all my pre-orders from Amazon.
Oh my god.
I had them all pre-ordered from E3, canceled them all. I'm like, you know what? That's trash. The day before, like a couple days before, you're like, you know what? I want Kirby and I like Link. I'll just pre-order those two. They were still available online. It's like, why are these all sold out? I'll just pre-order these two. Got them. The night picking up the game, it was the night that Pokemon came out. It was the night that Smash for Wii U came out. And I asked Brian, like, do you have a villager? I love Animal Crossing. Just, do you have one? I didn't care. I didn't think that the Amiibo would turn to what it turned into be today. I was going to be satisfied at like 3 Amiibo, and that was going to be my entire collection. I just wanted one to bring home that night to actually test it out. Because Link and Kirby weren't coming until like the next day. So like, I want one to take home tonight. He brings me out the Villager, and it turns out for the next couple months that Villager is the most contested and sought-after Amiibo of the entire collection.
It was a weird time. Especially because the next day I went out and I told myself I wasn't going to buy them all, and I bought them all. So when I went out and I looked around, it was harder to find them, and I didn't understand why.
Yeah.
And it was the first time that, in my collecting experience, that I had a problem. Like, I just tried to get things easily beforehand. Most of my collection was, I got it. If I didn't, I didn't.
Yeah.
And then I think Amiibo was the first time that I really went crazy.
I think it was because they did them in such decent waves. Like, when you bought 5 or 6 of them at the time, it's like, okay, 5 or 6, got this set, I'm good. It's like you're completing mini sets along the way.
Yeah.
So, I didn't have the first, I think, 2 waves complete until, like, wave 3 came out, because there was something I just couldn't find. So, it was a challenge for me at that point. I mean, it became a game. Yeah. That's why I went to New York. That's why I started doing all these crazy things in the search for them.
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time, like, Villager was never an issue, because I got one.
Yeah.
Not knowing what it would be.
Most of your struggles with Amiibo was my fun. And that's the thing, where I would, like, people would say, I need this, and I'm like, give me, like, 2 weeks, and I would figure it out. And especially being an insider from GameStop and, like, listening in on conference calls, it was so easy to just say, I know when they're coming, and I know how we're going to sell them.
The amount of days I would leave work and rush to GameStop, like, 45-minute drive from my office to the GameStop, just to, like, get a pre-order in or, like, pick up the last one behind a counter. I can't even remember how many times I did that.
I held a lot of stuff.
You held a lot of stuff.
Like, if I was working and something came in that I knew that Kenny needed, I held it. There was this one kid who came into GameStop that was also collecting them, and he didn't have, I think, a Fox, right?
Mm-hmm. And Fox was hard to get, that's right.
Fox was hard to get, like, after Wave 1 was
Falco
done.
was easy.
Falco was easy. Fox was hard. When somebody returned a Fox amiibo, and I was...
Was that the one that I got? The one that you returned? No.
I gave that one to the little kid who collected them.
That's
I
right.
don't remember where I got yours.
I think you told me that. I think you told me the story of the little kid. Like, dude, I'm sorry. I just had to give to this little kid. I'm like,
that's probably it.
I don't
honestly.
blame you.
This kid, like, his parents, I became good friends with his parents, and I'd sell him, his parents, the amiibo in, like, the GameStop parking lot, because I'd bring them into work, and, like, we met up every once in a while. Like, I'd see them online for things, and so when I would sell amiibo, like, I knew who they were going to.
Yeah.
And that was the thing where it was like, I don't...
Well, because that's the thing you mentioned that, because scalping became a huge issue, too.
Yeah, scalping was bad.
You would see Rosalina's online the day after for over $100. You'd see, like, the Rosalina box, just the box itself, $25.
Yeah. And I think that's something that was interesting that I never did, is I'd never scalped.
Yeah.
And it was something I thought about.
I never paid more than what, like, the top market price for an amiibo. I never went over. I never, like, had to, like, sell everything Japanese, even though I bought that one from Japan.
Yeah.
Just I wanted to. I never went above and beyond. But some people I know that did.
Yeah.
If you paid $20 for an amiibo when it wasn't $20, then...
Yep, then you... Well, unless you imported it. That's a different thing.
Importing is different.
But if you paid someone $20 for amiibo, that was...
Like, importing to me isn't even that big of a deal. I take them out of the box.
Yeah.
I'm not collecting them new in box anyway, but, like, something about just getting the American one felt so good.
You played the system and you won.
Exactly.
Because Nintendo America has a problem.
Did I win? I'm still trying to figure out how much money I spent on all these amiibo.
I'm pretty sure it's $861 and a couple cents. Maybe 72. Who knows? Could be making that up.
Yep.
But I think it's somewhere around there. And I think I calculated that when I first started. I knew before.
Oh, yeah, no. Back when Smash was like, if there's like 50 characters, this is going to be $800. That's definitely true. But I'm thinking now, all the Smash ones, all the Splatoon ones, all the Zelda, all of these all together.
Yeah.
Like, granted, I've gotten discounts through Amazon Prime and, like,
which they no longer do.
bundles on the Amiibo?
Yeah, Amazon Prime doesn't do.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You paid $14.11 for that Corrin player too.
Worth it.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, just so much money and effort put into these things.
A lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of... Actually, I never cried over an Amiibo. I was going to say a lot of tears, but I was going to say that I never actually got so frustrated that I cried over it.
I cried out of happiness one time, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's good. I don't have happiness. It's not a default emotion in my body.
Not anymore. That's since the war.
I've been ruined. That's it.
Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this up?
So, final question.
Okay.
About your wonderful collection over there. Would you ever, down the line, think about selling all of them? And that's hard because you put so much effort into...
I have a very hard time letting things go at all. I'll collect things even when they have, like, almost no value. Like, all those Mountain Dew bottles up there, they're 5 cents each. Probably a little more because, like, they're rarity and whatnot. But, like, those are just bottles you can't find anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd ever, like, just, like, put them in a bottle return. Like, oh, 5 cents, 5 cents, 5 cents. I don't think I'd ever do that. I think all the time that if I have to move, like, across the country or anywhere, like, get my own place one day, to move all these figures and everything I have, it's gonna suck so much.
Yeah.
The only way I'd ever sell them all is if A, they were sold in a bundle.
Yeah.
No, like, pick and choosing. You're taking them all. I don't care what happens. Mm-hmm. You're taking them all. And there has to be something at the time, like we were talking earlier, what if they made cards for all the Amiibo? Something like that, so I could at least carry their functionality with me.
You could rip all the figures off the stands and then just carry the little stands with you.
It's like giant pogs, like a pog tube. I don't know. There's memories attached to each one there.
I think what we learned through this is that we started to learn that these figures just started to represent what we the best qualities of ourselves.
I don't want to say it defines our friendship, but like you and me would hang out so much, like waiting early in the morning, getting breakfast, and then waiting in line at Target. Yeah. Texting, hey, when are we meeting up to this and that? Here right now. I haven't seen you in over a year now. Freaking these things brought us back together.
Toys, I think the Nintendo franchise and just the Smash Brothers ideals of what these characters mean to people is something that you can't put a price on.
Yeah.
Which is why I asked if you'd ever sell them. It'd be difficult to freak the emotional attachment.
Yeah, like I'm thinking like they're like I'm saying I would sell them all as one chunk, but like I want to keep the Villager.
Yeah.
I want to keep the Rosalina. I want to keep the Rob and a lot of them actually.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Would you sell yours? No, right?
Nope.
No,
I couldn't. There's no way that I could. I've put so much money into the figures and the display cases, and it's just like I like them. They're, to me, Amiibo are decoration more than they are a functional thing. I rarely ever use my.
Oh yeah,
Amiibo.
mine are always on display. The ones I've used again, I mentioned earlier, were the Zelda ones.
Yeah, I like them. They work for what I like. That Nintendo. I mean, look at this room. You have collections galore.
Yeah.
So like this stuff fits. You know, it's your aesthetic, as we like to say.
Yeah.
That's right, computer. I got that right.
Yeah, that's about it. Any final statements? I think that they're summed up really well what these mean to us. It's been a long journey. I know you don't collect all the Amiibo.
No, not anymore.
Or I try to go for all of them. I'm missing like 3 links right now, and that's about it. Otherwise, I have everything they've come out with, minus all the cards. I have one of each of like the card sets. But
did you get all the Splatoon too?
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
Oh yeah, you have both.
Both of them, Callie Marie, and then the new ones too, which I might open up in a separate video, or maybe not at all, because I never opened the first Splatoon ones.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, just keep them all together.
Yeah. Well, that unlocks stuff in Splatoon 2 now, because Splatoon 2 is really fun.
Haven't played it. Probably should buy it.
You should. It's good. It's fun.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the end.
That's the end.
That's like actually
how long?
the end.
How long has this been? This has been over an hour. Okay.
Oh, wow. You're gonna have a lot of fun editing this.
Yeah, this is basically a podcast now. If you manage to stick through the entire hour, though, we have a special surprise. Probably my last Amiibo giveaway on the channel. If you can hand me that box there, not this one, the other one.
Surprise!
It's packing supplies.
This one?
Yep. So, as a final send-off to the Smash Amiibo, I am giving away the rest of my extra Smash Amiibo. That includes a Retro 3-pack. I've gotten so many of these. I think this is my 5th or 6th Retro 3-pack I've gotten from like people in general.
Why?
Because people are like, hey, you give away Amiibos on your channel, right? They give me these. This is I think from my friend another Brian actually. Brian just giving me Amiibos.
I've done it before. I gave away that nest.
An extra Palutena I've gotten from, I forget what I got that from, and extra Shulk. So it's 5 Amiibo total. I'm giving away these on this video. All you gotta do is leave a comment down below, and when this video hits, let's say 5,000 views, I'll give away all the Amiibo to anyone in the comments down below.
That's so nice.
Yeah. Just,
Wow.
you know, I have no use for them anymore.
Yeah.
Like, there's the entire Amiibo customizing thing, which we didn't really touch on too much, but Brian's girlfriend does amazing customizations on Amiibo. There's still a lot of Instagram, YouTube channels that do great customization arts. I feel like with customization, though, with Amiibos, like, some of them are a little bit of, like, a stretch now.
Yeah.
Like, people make, like, oh, I'm just gonna make the entire thing from clay and put it on a base.
Yeah, I can't do that.
No, like, you can modify the Amiibo. Don't create new Amiibo. I don't understand the point of that.
He's my little Pokemon trainer.
He's so good.
I know, he's so good and little.
Such a small boy.
Small boy.
Small boy. And yeah, that's about it. Guys, if you stuck through the entire thing, thank you so much. This is, again, like we were saying, this is a long 3-year journey for us. And it's not over.
It's over for me.
For him it's over. For me, it's gonna be.
If it's not Smash,
you're gonna live vicariously through me though. Like, hey Ken,
I gotcha.
those Mario Odysseys are up again on Amazon or something like that.
I can't justify them.
Squishy Metroid.
Maybe.
Squishy Metroid. Again, all the ones with gimmicks, I'm immediately like, oh, give me that gimmick. I don't know why.
I can't. It's not Smash, I'm done.
Yeah. Alright.
That's it.
Well, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining me on all these Amiibo unboxing videos. Brian, let me just thank you once and for all for your countless man hours of helping me track stuff down and whatnot.
It's been a journey.
It's been more than just Amiibo with you. You've done so much for me. I don't think I'll ever be able to repay you with a monetary value worth the time and effort you put in. How does one pay
Switch pre-orders and...
Switch pre-orders? Wii U pre-orders too.
Really? Did I pre-order Wii U?
No. They wouldn't let me do it at Best Buy because I was a Best Buy employee, so I ran down the street on my lunch break and got it from GameStop. I don't think it was you, though, at that time.
I don't think so.
But
I wasn't working in 2012.
yeah. Majora's Mask 3DS.
Yep, Majora's Mask 3DS.
I'm sure there's more, but that's not important anymore. He's been more than a friend. He's been an absolute resource.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
Yeah. Well, it's true. Yeah, we were friends back in high school and whatnot, but like really, like it's been stuff like this that's made us interact more than anything high school did.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
True.
So thank you, Nintendo.
Thanks, Nintendo. You did it.
And yeah, and guys, in the comments down below, leave a comment. You'll be entered into the giveaway. Answer any of the questions we answered today. Favorite amiibo, least favorite amiibo, your own experiences. There are so many stories out there of people doing crazy things. There's like the pictures of like, oh, here's Brazil, and it's every amiibo known to man at the time. Like they have 30 villagers back when there was no villagers here.
Yep.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments below anything amiibo related you want. There'll be more amiibo unboxing videos on the channel, but this is the end of the Smash line.
This is it.
It's the end of an era.
Gone.
Took 3 years to do.
3 years.
With an average, how many amiibo is that per year? If it's 3 years,
I'm gonna say somewhere around like
20 amiibo per year. Doesn't seem that much when you put it that way.
No. It's still a lot of money. It's
still a lot.
A lot of hard work.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
Yep.
That's it.
Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I've been Ken O'Connor, aka KindKing01.
He's been KindKing01. I am also KindKing01. 360 no scope and press the...
You did this in another video! What the f...
Make sure you smack it up with that forehead, that like button. Subscribe
Half
to the
that was
KindKing.
English.
I'm from Jersey. Half my English isn't English anyway.
Are you actually from Jersey?
Yeah!
I did not know that.
Yeah, don't talk about it.
Okay. We will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye. I remember that one time we did it at the same time,
Yep.
and it was Captain Falcon. Good times. Bye!